What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Duran, and we're here to talk more Celtics basketball as the Boston Celtics fall 107-110 in a heartbreaker on national television to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I know everyone's panicking right now. The Boston Celtics have fallen under 500. Now, that might change today when they take on the Hawks, and they might well get back to 500. I think Kemba Walker's playing. I think he's going to play this game. I'm not really sure, but let's go ahead and talk about this Mavericks game. My takeaway, honestly, the offense looks fixed. The offense looks fine. There's really nothing to complain about with the offense. They were kind of firing on all cylinders, and when they needed to make shots, they made shots. And I didn't really have anything to complain about with the offense. It's the defense. The defense has been up and down all year, and it came to a head. It came to a head tonight, and I think the defense just looked abysmal, especially in the first half for both teams. But really, with Boston, that's not our identity. Mavericks have always been a bad defensive team. The defense that the Mavericks showed tonight, last night really, that's what they are. That's who they are. That's what they've always been. They've never been they've never been a good defensive team. They've always been middle of the pack to bad, and that's just what you expect. But for us, the Boston Celtics, a team that consistently ranks inside the top 10 in defensive efficiency, that was not a good defensive performance. That was probably the worst defensive performance I've seen all year, honestly. And when we look about certain moments, let's just take away the Luka shot that he made, in which he begged for the switch against Tice, and Jaylen Brown gave it to him. Why? It was 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Trap him. Just trap him right there. Do other teams allow Jason Tatum to hunt, one-on-ones all game? Do they? No. By the third quarter, they are trapping Jason Tatum, whether he has 20 points, 12 points, or whatever. By the third quarter, he is being trapped. He can't just hunt one-on-ones like that. And we shouldn't have allowed it. Again, the defensive IQ on this team has dropped. It's plummeted without Marcus Smart. It has plummeted. It was up and down with them, but it doesn't make any sense. That was the worst coached game as far as defense goes I've seen in a while from Brad Stevens. The defense it's non-existent. It's not there. They turned it up a little bit to get some stops to get back in a game, but it's just not there. No one's. I don't know what's happening. It's not connecting. I don't know if we're processing fast enough. But man, that was a weak move by Jaylen Brown at the end right there. That was a super, super weak move where he just sold Tice out. Like, he sold him out. He fed him to the wolves. Here, you take him. Like, he fed him to the wolves. He left him to dry. And the last person on that team that's going to beat me is Luka Doncic. That's the last person that is getting the ball. That's the last person that's getting a shot off. I don't care if they would have lost to Jalen Brunson on that trap. If they had trapped Luka Doncic right there with Jaylen Brown and Daniel Tice, and he threw the ball to Jalen Brunson or whoever to shoot the ball, or Tim Hardaway or whoever to win the game, I would have lived with it. But it can't be number 77. It can't be the Slovenian nightmare. It can't be Luka Doncic. It just can't. It can't be him. He can't be the one to beat you. And he sold him out. Jaylen Brown, that was weak. It was weak again when you sold out Aaron Nesmith and allowed another weak switch. He didn't even fight over the pick at that last shot on the game winner by Luka Doncic. I could have told you what was about to happen. When Luka Doncic saw that he was matched up against Aaron Nesmith, a guy he's probably never heard of, it was over. It was over. I knew what was about to happen. It was the exact same shot that he hit on the Clippers when they switched on whoever on him. When Kawhi Leonard switched off and I forgot who they put on, whatever scrub they put on Luka Doncic at the end of the game, and the same result. He launched that shit up and won the game. And that's just what's going to happen. That was a weak move by Jaylen Brown at the end, both times. Very weak. He sold out Tice and he sold out Nesmith. He sold them both out. Super weak move by him. That's my takeaway from the game as far as defense goes. As far as offense goes, I'm encouraged. I thought we looked pretty good. I thought we looked connected. There were points in the game where I would say we have to mature. We have to learn how to take advantage of opportunities. When the Mavericks go about 5 or 6 minutes without scoring, that's when you extend your lead. I felt like we kept them in the game and we played at their pace the entire game. If they were struggling, we started struggling. If they were scoring, we started scoring. We played at their pace the entire game. And we have to be more mature. We have to go ahead and set the tone for ourselves. But it's not loom and gloom over here. It's not loom and gloom. This team has been teetering on going under 500. So whether they win under it, I'm not really surprised by this game. And everyone's calling loom and gloom. They can win against the Hawks tonight and they'll be 500. And then what does that mean? They're just 500. This team has to get healthy. We have 5 more games before the All-Star break. I need them to win at least 4 of these games, or at least 3 of these games for my sanity. At the very least, win these games, go into the All-Star break with at least above 500 record, at least 1 game above 500, and figure it out. And try and find and get Marcus Smart back, and Danny Ainge, try and gauge the buyout market, gauge the trade market, figure out who we can add to this team to make it better. Because really what they need is a consistent talent coming off the bench, a wing, but they need Marcus Smart back also. This team is really incomplete right now. They're still finding their way. I know that they're starting to catch some rhythm a little bit. I know they're starting to get some rhythm. I'm seeing it on offense, but the defense is not really connecting yet. It's really not. It's not connecting as much as it should be. And you guys are kind of, probably taken aback about how calm I am. I'm as angry as I could have been this entire season. There are much more frustrating losses, in my opinion, than a Luka Doncic game winner. There are much, much more frustrating losses. When we lose to the Pistons, or we lose to the Wizards, or, we're losing to these teams that, have handful of wins. When we're losing to those teams, that's when I kind of get upset. Or when we're not really showing effort. I'm not really mad about this game because my guys showed effort. They went out there and they played hard. I know they wanted to win. They were down 10 or 8 points in the last 2 minutes and cut that game and made it a tie game. It made it a tie game at the end of it. So I know they're fighting. I know they're putting in effort. But it's about the consistency for me. They have to be more consistent on both ends. As far as offense, they have to play better. The rotation was okay. I'm not really mad about it, but it was okay this time around. With Rob Williams is playing way better than not Tristan Thompson, but Daniel Tice. He's playing way better than Daniel Tice right now. Daniel Tice is putting together probably his worst stretch of basketball in a very long time. Kemba Walker looked fine. Jason Tatum looked dominant. Jaylen Brown, the Jays look dominant. I have nothing else to say about them. They just need help outside of just Kemba Walker. Somebody has to step up and give help, because if you look at Tice gave him 2 points, Thompson gave him 8 points, Ojale gave him 8 points, Nesmith 0, Pritchard 7 points, Rob Williams 4 points. There really wasn't much help past that. There wasn't much help past Kemba Walker. Nobody else scored in double digits. They need to find a more consistent talent, a Harrison Barnes, a Blake Griffin. They need to find a consistent role player that can come in and give them double digits off the bench. Just double digits. That's all I'm saying. Everyone tries to, when I made the Blake Griffin video, everyone's talking about, well, Blake's a bum. We're not bringing in Blake Griffin to be a core star player. Get that out of your head. If I were to suggest anyone, I suggested Blake Griffin. Everyone I suggest to come in here is to be a role player and to score consistent points. You're not seeing me up here saying Karl Anthony Towns or anything. I would love Karl Anthony Towns, but you're not sitting up here and seeing me, say just random names, just throwing out there guys that I want to bring in. I know can be role players on this team, and that's what we need right now. We need a solid role player. They're really just Marcus Smart and a solid bench role player away from figuring this out, to be honest with you. I'm not that worried. They look fine in this game. They should win tonight against Atlanta, and it is what it is. Well, as always, guys, I have nothing left for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.